these minor speeches, and she's going, and I saw this a couple of times, you know, 4 words. We're going to win in the North, South, East, and West. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, boy, so insincere. Number one, and I'll copy Bernie because Bernie's good with this, because if I say it, they say, oh, he's too rough. She's not qualified because she has bad judgment. Now, who said that? Bernie Sanders said it about Hillary. She's not qualified. So here are 7 points that I marked down, which I think are important. And they talk about Hillary and her incompetence. She's one of the worst secretaries of state in the history of our country. Now she wants to be our president. Look, I'll be honest. She has no natural talent to be president. This is not a president. They talk about me. Actually, a lot of people think I look extremely presidential. You want to know the truth. But do you really believe that Hillary is presidential? This is not presidential material. Her Libya invasion, the Libya invasion was disgusting. I mean, you know who has the oil? ISIS has the oil from Libya. We went in, we knocked the hell out of Libya. We did all of the things with Gaddafi and all, we did great. She ends up with Benghazi. Remember the famous phone call? At 3 o'clock in the morning, she'll answer the call. Guess what? She was sleeping. She was sleeping like a baby. Don't wake me up. Of course, she took the calls from her slimy friends, but she didn't take 500 to 600 calls. They were calling and calling, and she was sleeping, and she did that phony commercial. Remember that? That phony commercial. If the phone rings at 3 o'clock in the morning, well, it did ring a lot of times, and she was sleeping. Maybe it's no energy, low energy, right? She needed her sleep. She needed her sleep. So her Libya invasion, decisions on Syria, Iraq, and Iran have made the Middle East more dangerous than ever before. And you know that. She went to sleep when her ambassador was murdered, and we talked about that, but she went to sleep. She wants to ship all of our jobs overseas. Hillary Clinton wants to make trade agreements that will take care of the rest of her jobs that her husband didn't take care of with NAFTA. We're not going to let it happen, folks. We're going to bring our jobs back. A big thing, and a big thing for Sacramento. Another point. I said it before. She wants to abolish the Second Amendment. Never, ever going to happen. And she does. And believe me, she'll say, I don't want to abolish. You look at what she wants to do. She wants to abolish the Second Amendment. Just believe me. She wants totally open borders. She wants a 500% increase in Syrian refugees. Now, remember this, folks. We have no idea who the hell these people are. And we all have big hearts, and let's build some safe zones in Syria. Let's get the Gulf states to pay for them, because the Gulf states have a lot of money. We'll get it done. We'll get the Gulf states to pay for them. I don't want to pay for them. We don't have any money. And then, of course, you talk about bad judgment. Go ahead. Thank you. So you talk about bad judgment. She broke federal law by putting her emails on a secret private server that foreign countries could easily get to and hack. I mean, folks, if anybody else but her did this, they'd be in jail 2 years already. I mean, honestly, she should not be allowed to run. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the laws of our country. She should not be allowed to run. With that being said, I want to beat her, but she should not be allowed to run. So look, we are going to make our country so strong again. We have to. We have no choice. We have to. We're going to bring back our jobs. So important. Our jobs are a disaster. We're going to bring back our jobs, and we're going to bring them back fast. So what happened? You know, I won all those states. And then they said, I won't say who, because you know what? Once you win, you don't have to talk about them. But a couple of guys, one in particular said, Indiana, that's going to be the firewall, Indiana. Well, I had Bobby Knight, so once I had Bobby Knight, it was over, right? Bobby Knight, boy, what a coach. 900 games he won. 900. 3 championships. Last undefeated season. He called me up probably 5 months before I was going to run. Bobby Knight, great coach, great guy, tough guy. Is he too tough? Do you think he's too tough? No. We need toughness. And he said, you know, Mr. Trump, I don't know you, but you're the kind of guy I want to see run for president. This is before I decided to do it. It's a big decision. You know, it's not easy, believe me. It's a big decision. I have to deal with that scum back there that write all the bad stuff. Believe me, they write bad stuff. They write really bad stuff. Not all of them. Some are good. But so many of them are such bad people. They're bad human beings. And they're liars, okay? They're liars. But Bobby Knight calls me up before I'm going to run. He said, you should run. I said, Coach, give me a number. If I do, I'm going to call you. And I sort of put it in the bottom of my desk. I had a pile of papers a mile high. And a friend came in. And it goes to, we won New York, we won Pennsylvania, we won Connecticut, we won everything. And then a friend came in and he said, Donald, if you could ever get Bobby Knight. I said, I think I can. This is like a year later. And I said to him, Bobby Knight called me like a year ago, and he said I should run. Let me see if I can find. I lift up this pile of papers, and there's his number like sitting there. That's better than having an iPhone, right? That's the old-fashioned way. And I said, Coach, how are we doing? It's Donald Trump. He said, I've been waiting for you to call. And that was a week before I went to Indiana. And man, was he good. He was great. And we won in a landslide. But we won New York, we won Pennsylvania, we won Connecticut, we won Rhode Island and Delaware and Maryland. And then we won, they were the last ones. I'll tell you, a special place for me was New Hampshire. Because in New Hampshire, I got to know the people really well. That was my first victory. I wasn't supposed to win New Hampshire. Jeb Bush was supposed to win New Hampshire. But he was supposed, you know, sort of his territory. He was supposed to win. And I got to know the people, and I campaigned, and I made speeches, but I really sat down with people and people of New Hampshire. And I said, what's the problem up here? Because they were, you know, they got some problems. They said, our problem is heroin. I said, heroin? What are you talking about? He said, our problem's heroin. Now, you look at the rivers and the trees and those beautiful roads, and it doesn't seem they have a tremendous heroin problem. You have, and everybody has. And it comes across the border. That's why that wall is going to get built. And that wall is going to be so powerful. It's going to be so powerful. And don't kid yourself. The world, you know, ask Israel. Do walls work? They work. Just ask Israel. Have no choice. Have no choice. Folks, we have no choice. You know, when I was in the debates, did I do a good job in the debates? You know, I think so. I didn't know. I never debated professionally. All of a sudden, I'm standing up there. Remember, there were 17 people. 17. They had what they called the children's stage and the real stage. And every single debate, I was dead center, right? And it used to bother me when we had an even number. I'd tell CNN and I would tell Fox, I'd say, listen, I want to have odd numbers. And they never knew what I was doing, because when you have an odd number, you're in the center. When you have an even number, you got two guys in the center. That's no good. So, but I was in the center for every debate. Every single poll, the online polls after the debates, every single poll of every single debate, they say I won. I didn't know. I never did this. You had Ted Cruz, who was like a professional debater. You had all these people. I look so forward to debating crooked Hillary. Oh, do I look forward. You know, Bernie wanted to debate me. I don't know if he did or not. He didn't. He wasn't trying too hard, I'll tell you. Believe me, behind the scenes, he wasn't trying hard. To the media, he was. Oh, I want to debate him. Behind the scenes, I'm not sure he wanted it. But Bernie, in all fairness, I said, put up money to the networks. Put up money for women's health issues in this case. And they're very cheap. You know, they want to make a lot of money, but they're not so fast with giving it away. But I would have liked it. But then I said, and somebody told me, they said, look, the system is rigged. The guy is working hard, but his system is rigged. He can't win. You shouldn't be debating the guy that comes in number 2. Does that make sense? Yeah? And the networks weren't coming through, but it would be a good spectacle. We knock off Bernie and then we knock off Hillary. I don't know. The problem is he can't win. His system's all rigged up. It's all rigged up for Hillary. So let's see what happens. But I look so forward to debate. Whoever the hell I have to debate, I don't care. But I look so forward to those debates. So here's what we're going to do. We have a country that doesn't win anymore, right? We know that. We have a. When was the last time? Seriously, think about it. When was the last time we had a victory in this country? We don't have victories anymore. Did you see our GDP? It's like almost zero. If that happened in China, they'd have a revolution. It's, you know, they get down to 7%, 8%, and they start devaluing their currency again, which kills us because they take our jobs and they kill our companies when they do that. And they're not supposed to do that. And they're not supposed to be building fortresses in the South China Sea. They have no respect for our country. They have no respect for our president. They think he's a total lightweight. And now he's going to be campaigning. And you know what? He shouldn't campaign. He should go out and do the job that he's supposed to be doing, not campaigning. So we don't win anymore. We don't win with jobs. We don't win with the economy. We don't win at all. But let me tell you, folks, and I mean this so sincerely, we are going to win like we've never won before. Telling you. I'm telling you. We're going to bring our jobs back. We're not going to let Carrier go so easily to Mexico. We're not going to let Ford build its plants in Mexico and other places. We're going to say, folks, you're not going to close plants in Michigan. I think I'm going to win Michigan. You know, Michigan's another one. They're saying that a Democrat will win Michigan, except for a problem. They just looked at a poll. Trump is winning in Michigan because for 2 years I've talking about how Michigan has been abused. That's why I won in Indiana. I won Indiana because for years I've been talking about what is happening with Indiana and certain companies, and then all of a sudden Carrier says they're leaving and they fire all those people. And those people used to attend my speeches like crazy. So here's the story. We don't win anymore, we're going to start winning. We're going to win with our military, we're going to knock the hell out of ISIS. Remember that. We have no choice. We have no choice. We're going to win at our borders. We're going to build the wall. It's going to be a great wall. Someday maybe they'll call it Trump, so I have to make it big and beautiful. I don't want a wall named after me. But we are going to build a great wall. We are going to let our incredible border agents who endorsed me, Sheriff Joe Arpaio endorsed me too, of Arizona. These are the people that know what they're doing. So we are going to build a wall, and we're going to keep the drugs out of here, poisoning our youth, poisoning everybody. We're going to keep them out. And by the way, we're going to have a wall, but people are going to come pouring into our country. But they're going to come in legally. We want them to come in. They're going to come in legally. We're going to have great health care. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. We're going to have alternatives that are so much better and so much less. We're going to get rid of Common Core. We're going to have local education. Right? We are going to save our Second Amendment from assault from Hillary Clinton and all of these people that don't know what they're doing. You look at what's going on and you study what they're doing with your Second Amendment. Believe me, we are going to save it. We are going to appoint great Supreme Court justices, one of the most important things. Because, you know, if somebody else gets in, you are maybe never going to see our country be great again. You're going to see such a difference. You're going to see such a difference. And we're going to make trade deals, the likes of which our country has never made. We're going to bring our jobs back. We're going to bring wealth back to our country. We don't have wealth right now. We have poverty. We are like a third world nation. You look at our airports. You look at our roads, our bridges, our tunnels. We're like a third world nation. You go over to the Middle East, you go over to China, you go over to Japan, you look at what they have and compare it to what we have, not going to happen anymore, folks. So here's the story. You elect me president, and remember, June 7th, go out and vote. But most importantly, November, you got to go. But get out there on June 7th. That's our starter. That's our warm-up. We are going to start winning again. We are going to win at every element that we have. We're going to win with our military. We're going to win on trade. We're going to win with health care. We're going to win with education. We're going to win with every single element. We're going to win at the border. We're going to win with the wall. And Mexico will pay for that wall. We're going to win at every single place. And my friends from Sacramento, and I have a lot of them, and there are a lot of them in the audience, I hate to say, but they're going to represent you well. And they're going to come and see me representing you. And they're going to say, Mr. President, we have to talk. What? We're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. The people of Sacramento cannot take all of these victories, Mr. President. We don't want you to win so much. It's not fair to the rest of the world. Don't win, Mr. President. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, folks. We're going to win, win, win. We're going to make our country great again. We're going to make our country great again, greater than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, America first. America first. Thank you very much. I love you, Sacramento. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The idea of American greatness, of our country as the leader of the free and unfree world, has vanished. I've decided to do something about it. I couldn't stand to see what was happening to our great country. This mess calls for leadership in the worst way. It needs someone with common sense and business acumen. Someone who can truly lead America back to what has made us great in the past. We need someone with a proven track record in business who understands greatness, someone who can rally us to the standard of excellence we once epitomized. I started with the issue of illegal immigration and proposed building a major wall that would be very high and completely impervious to the flood of immigrants who we don't want or need here illegally. Suddenly, Americans started to wake up to what was going on with regard to illegal immigration. Despite the large number of candidates who were running for the Republican nomination, what I was saying started to really hit home with people. I started drawing very large crowds so that we had to move our rallies into football stadiums and convention centers. The first national debate drew 24 million viewers, which set a record for cable television. All of a sudden, people who had never cared about the election or never voted before were rushing to our rallies. The rallies became massive. The crowds were unbelievable. The enthusiasm was based on pure love and love of what we were doing. The media, the politicians, and the so-called leaders of our country reacted in horror. But I persevered and went directly to the people because I don't need anyone's financial support, nor do I need anyone's approval as to what to say. I just had to do the right thing. I had to do it. I had no choice. I see what's happening to our country. It's going to hell. I had to do it. I've committed to a truly more powerful military, one prepared and equipped to stand up to any and all of our foes. When we draw a line in the sand, it needs to mean something to all, especially our enemies. I've released a tax plan that gives the middle class and those with lower incomes a chance to keep more of what they earn, while restructuring how the richest Americans will be paying taxes. I've introduced a whole new approach to job creation by encouraging companies to bring more of their jobs in manufacturing back to the United States, home where it belongs, along with the trillions of dollars currently being held in foreign banks overseas. What we need is leadership that can deal with our mess and begin to apply practical solutions to our problems. There's so much untapped greatness in our country. Together, let's make America great again.